Right, so we are officially back home, and I do have to apologize to anyone who was in the comments of my last few videos, just assuming that I was actually on the cruise, and I wasn't showing you I was on the cruise, and you thought my background was the cabin. Like, I didn't think that that was a possibility, but there was a lot of comments saying like, oh, you know what, Callum, you can't fool us. We know you're on the cruise right now. No, I'm not. I genuinely was just on holiday to Amsterdam, so I apologize. And quickly, whilst we're on the topic of the cruise, I don't know if it's gonna happen anymore, because I did put a poll in my last cruise video asking if you guys wanted me to go on, because there was a ridiculous amount of comments on these videos basically saying that they don't want me to go on because it's unsafe. Also, it's just gonna be filled with drama. They don't want me to be involved with that. And it seems like a lot of people just thought it would be like a very miserable experience. So I put a poll in my last video asking if people want me to go on. And as we can see right here, 54% of the people said no, which I've got to say is a bit of a frustrating result, not because people voted no, but because it's so close, like it is nearly 50-50. But yeah, as you can see, nearly 160 more people voted no than they did yes. I don't want to do something that half my audience isn't even going to enjoy. So I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But either way, let's get into the topic of today's video, because this is something that has blew up a ridiculous amount on TikTok. Now, there's two people you need to be aware of, or two accounts you need to be aware of, I guess. And the first one is actually Julia Real here, as we can see, a TikToker with just over 1,000 followers who seems to only have one video available. That wasn't the case a few days ago. And the other account we need to be aware of, and the reason why I didn't say two people, is because this is actually a bar, as we can see, the Hubbard Inn in Chicago. It's just a standard business TikTok account where they post videos of their company, but then as we can see by their pinned video, it looks a little bit different. And this is because a few days ago, Julia actually posted a video saying that the security at the Hubbard Inn were very aggressive with her. Now, the original video has been deleted because this is now involved in a lawsuit, which we will get into. We actually have the lawsuit here, but I couldn't find a solid re-upload of the original video, so what I've done is cut up sections of the Hubbard Inn response video where they played clips of Julia's video, and I've just tried to cut it up the best I can to show what the original video would be.
So they are grabbing us immediately. They don't even give us a chance to walk out on our own. I'm immediately grabbed by this man, and he's grabbing my arm, he's pushing me, he's manhandling me, and what is going on? What is the issue here? Why is he kicking us out? Why are you screaming at us?
So yeah, straight away you can see this is a situation where it seems like these bouncers allegedly have went on a bit of like a power trip, and they are being way too aggressive with these people that they're kicking out of the bar. Now, this is something that unfortunately happens a lot. Obviously not with all bouncers, but there are definitely bouncers out there that will use their power and be way too over the top, way more aggressive than they should be. But this story does have a lot of unanswered questions, and we will see the bar's response in just a second with security footage. So it's really hard to tell what happened here, but this is what Julia's saying happened.
And also, why are you grabbing me and manhandling me and dragging me, using my bag to pull me out? I'm just pushed down. He sends me flying down the staircase.
Yeah, I mean, like, as the story goes on further, it gets worse, right? Apparently not just being aggressive by pushing and shoving, apparently she's actually being pushed down a staircase. Which, of course, it goes without saying, if this is a real story, this is genuinely disgusting. And like I briefly mentioned before, we do have security footage. It's not the full security footage, which is why it makes it a bit more complicated to know exactly what happened here. But we do have more security footage, which is, of course, something that would happen if this video came out and it was untrue. The bar was always going to release their security footage, which makes me think, why would she post this video if she was lying when there's security footage that could prove that she's lying? And just for full transparency's sake, at the time of recording this video right now, I don't know what I think. I don't know what I believe. There is still like a lot of unanswered questions from both sides. And like I said, this is now being involved in a lawsuit. So I guess we will get answers eventually.
I think I start to kind of yell, scream back at him, kind of push back at him. And he takes me a second time and shoves me again and sends me flying down the rest of the staircase. It was the craziest experience I've ever been in. It was completely and utterly ridiculous how much it escalated.
Right, so that's all the footage I have of the original video. Clearly, it's cut up a bit. We've missed out key details, which is really annoying. It's the best I could do. But we do get the gist of the story, right? She's being kicked out of this bar, and apparently these bouncers are being way too aggressive. Like, she's being pushed down some stairs, she's got back up, she's trying to push back, she's then being pushed down the rest of the stairs. And I actually found an article by Chicago Sun-Times where they talk about this situation, and they show some more information that we weren't aware of before. The woman filed a report with Chicago police while she was being treated in Northwestern Memorial Hospital's emergency department. Now, obviously the reason why this is very key information is because she went to hospital after this. Now, when we look at the Hubbard Inn's response response, it does seem like nothing really happened. We will get to that in a second. But it seems like the story was completely fabricated, but she has went to hospital and she has filed a police report. According to the police report, Real, reporting an assault, told police that a guard came into the restroom stall where she was urinating and pulled her out by grabbing her arm. The guard said, "We know what you were doing," and pushed her towards the exit before she could fully dress and down the stairs, the report says. So I'm assuming, obviously this is just a guess, I'm assuming they're saying like, "I know what you're doing," potentially saying that she's doing drugs in the toilet, if I had to guess. Now, obviously, she's saying that's not true. She's just saying that she went to the toilet. But I would assume that that's what the case would be. Real and her friend went to hospital, where Real was treated for her injuries, including a bruised up arm and head, which struck the floor, the police report states. The report does not mention a concussion. Okay, so judging by this, and of course, I do need to say, like I say in all these videos, I don't know what the 100% truth is, because I wasn't there. I just don't know. I'm just stating potential evidence from either side, right? And what it's saying here is that she did have injuries. She had a bruised up arm and head. And this is where we need to get to the Hubbard Inn's response, where they show security footage. And the original video does have music in the background. I've removed it in case it's copyrighted, but this is the video that they uploaded. Over the past weekend, there was a viral social media post about an alleged incident at the Hubbard Inn. The video went viral on TikTok, receiving thousands of views, shares, and comments, resulting in damages to the business, staff, and oh god, that was so quick. You will see the video post allegations alongside real surveillance footage of the alleged incident.
So they are grabbing us immediately. They don't even give us a chance to walk out on our own.
Okay, so here we have security footage, bathroom hallway. Roommate has calmly walked out, apologizing for her repeated behavior. Okay, so this is the thing, right? With the security footage, as we can see, it does look like she's calmly being escorted. I'm
immediately grabbed by this man, and he's grabbing my arm, he's pushing me, he's manhandling me, and what is going on? What is the issue here? Why are you guys kicking us out? Why are you screaming at us? And also, why are you grabbing me and manhandling me and dragging me, using my bag to pull me out?
Okay, so more footage of, I'm assuming, Julia being told to leave, and again, of course, in this footage, she's not being pushed. Below is footage of Miss Real safely being escorted from the bathroom hallway to the exit stairs. So yeah, this is obviously a constant thing throughout this video. They show a clip of what Julia has said happened, and then they show security footage showing something else. And yes, if you look at the security footage, it definitely looks like something isn't adding up here.
I'm just pushed down. He sends me flying down the staircase. Hysterical at this point. I think I start to kind of yell, scream back at him, kind of push back at him, and he takes me a second time and shoves me again and sends me flying down the rest of the staircase.
And then we have footage of them going down the staircase where obviously she's just walking down the staircase. Now, the problem is here, and this is what I've seen very little people bring up, but I have seen some people bring it up. If you look at the timestamp on the security footage, there is gaps in between certain footage. At some points, there's like nearly 2 minutes worth of like a gap, which could be explained as within that 2 minutes or at a part that doesn't have a security camera there. But it is important to note because stuff could have happened in these gaps. I'm not saying it did, but it's something you have to bear in mind. I obviously don't know the full layout of the Hubbard Inn, so I don't know how many staircases there is. I don't know if this is the only staircase that she could potentially be pushed down. Maybe she has just made it up. Maybe the security footage doesn't tell the full story. It's so hard to know from our perspective because we weren't there. Okay, yeah, as you can see, she's being told to leave again, and they've zoomed it in further to show that she did walk down the stairs, which, yes, by this footage, it definitely looks like she just walked down the stairs. Okay, and then we have the last bit of footage here of her being told to leave. Obviously, it does seem like some type of argument is breaking out a little bit here. And then we have some ending text from the Hubbard Inn who say, since the portal business and its staff have received considerable negative reviews and messages, including messages of violence and peril, Hubbard Inn is a small business of over 12 years serving patrons in Chicago. So yeah, obviously when this video comes out, people's opinions change drastically. People who were on the side of Julia are definitely no longer on the side of Julia. And then if we actually look at the comments on the Hubbard Inn's video, we have comments like this saying, this Saturday I'll make sure that me and my group of friends stop by the Hubbard Inn and support the business. Julia Real, you have 48 hours to respond. Everyone is waiting. And in fact, as I'm just reading the comments on this video, I have just came across one that is talking about apparently the girl at the beginning is not the girl at the end, and I do want to clarify that. Let's see if that's true. Okay, so what the person is pointing out in the comments is that if we look at this footage here, we can see the roommate is being escorted out and seems to be wearing a black top. Also carrying a jacket in her arms by the looks of it, but she's got like a black top on. And then if we skim ahead to where we're going down the stairs, it doesn't seem like either of them are wearing a black top, but that could just be the colours. Obviously, one's wearing a jacket, so I wouldn't have to put the jacket on. But this is what people are trying to point out and trying to say that it's two different people because it doesn't look like either of them are wearing a black top. And clearly, if you look at the black jacket and the black bottoms, you can see the black, it wouldn't come out this color. I don't know, this could just be a color thing with the cameras, but people are trying to say that it's two different girls. I mean, again, I don't know. But yeah, regardless of the fact that there is some people trying to point out that the security footage might be wrong and it might be showing the wrong girls. Also, the timestamps is also something that people are concerned about. The vast majority of people are definitely on the side of the bar, and in fact, we've got videos like this.
I knew her original story was probably embellished a little bit. I did not realize it was a complete and total fabrication. Absolutely a blatant lie. I said that she claimed that she was thrown down the stairs, and I'm not lying. She said that she was thrown down the stairs twice, but here's footage of exactly what happened.
So yeah, as you can see, some people are taking this as a 100% conclusion that she has definitely lied. I don't think it's as simple as that. But going back to Julia's TikTok account, as we mentioned at the beginning, she only has one video available. That obviously wasn't the case before. A lot of had been deleted. But this is the one video that is now available, and it's made by her lawyers. And it's very important to note here that this was published on March 16th. Cowboy and Demetrio has been retained by Miss Real to investigate the facts that led to her injuries at Hubbard Inn. Again, March 16th. This is very important. We'll see why in a second. While the investigation into this incident is ongoing, our initial investigation has revealed facts entirely contrary to the misleading narrative provided on social media by Hubbard Inn. What Hubbard Inn fails to mention in its self-serving post is that the area where Miss Real suffered her injuries was not videotaped. Now, this is obviously very key information. Like I said before, we don't know, or at least I don't know, the full layout of the Hubbard Inn. So I don't know the exact area that she's saying that these injuries occurred, but according to this statement right here, that wasn't even in Hubbard Inn's response. That wasn't part of the videotapes. The portions of the video released only depict certain locations in the establishment, leading the viewer to conclude that the entire story is told through video footage. But even that story evidences an approximate 2-minute gap that is unaccounted for in the released videos. It is undisputed that Miss Real sustained a concussion and presented to the hospital with visible lacerations and other evidence of significant injury. Now, obviously, if this is true, this would be really easy to prove, right? She went to the hospital, there'll be records to show this. Every patron of an establishment expects to be treated with dignity and respect, especially by staff such as bouncers whose sole purpose is to protect customers, not harm them. In the end, the justice system is well equipped to resolve this dispute. Respectfully, we urge the public to hold off on a rush to judgment and/or victim shame until all of the evidence is presented in a court of law. Okay, so you get the gist, right? They're saying that the video footage doesn't show the full story. Now, one thing they don't say here is that the video footage shows two different people, right? So I think if the video footage did show anyone else other than Julia, they would have mentioned it here. So in regards to the comments of people saying that they're confused and think that the color of the tops are different, it could be two different people, I'm assuming that that's not true because that would definitely be mentioned here. But like I mentioned before, that statement was actually filed on the 16th of March. Now on the 18th of March, we actually got a defamation lawsuit filed by the bar. And the reason why them dates are so important is because I've seen so many TikTok videos of people saying that the only reason why Julia's got lawyers involved is because she is being sued, when in actual reality, this lawsuit was actually filed after Julia posted that statement from her lawyers. Okay, so the lawsuit starts off by giving a bit of a backstory to the bar itself, and then goes on to explain the situation where it says that the staff respectfully asked someone to leave, and instead of moving on with their life, which is what they've said here, the defendant decided to publicly and falsely accuse plaintiff and its staff of physically assaulting her on TikTok. It then carries on to further explain the accusations that were made by Julia, and then says Hubbard Inn reached out to Real multiple times, asking her to take the post down, and invited her to view security footage of the incident. Real never responded. Meanwhile, as a result of Real's post, Hubbard Inn received group cancellations, negative comments on review platforms such as Yelp, and negative voicemails, including threats of violence against staff. They then go on to say that they interviewed the staff to see what happens, then looked at the security footage, said that it refutes Real's accusations, and they have no choice to file this lawsuit. They then go on to further explain what they believed happened in this situation, and said the reason this happened is because the two girls became verbally abusive towards the staff, and that's why they were kicked out. Now, obviously, I just assumed earlier that it might be to do with drugs, because that's usually why people get kicked out in bathrooms and clubs, but they're saying it's because they were verbally abusive. And they also point blank say, at no point while defendant exited the premises did any member of plaintiff's staff assault, push, shove, or manhandle her. And they even go on to explain why there are parts missing in the security footage. Not surprisingly, the Hubbard Inn security camera footage does not cover every square foot of the premises, or every second of defendant's exit from the premises, including the top of the staircase, where there are a total of 8 steps until the landing between 2 flights of stairs, leading down from the second floor to the main floor. The footage does show, however, defendant being calmly escorted down the second floor hallway, and defendant walking down the bottom part of the upper flights of the stairs, the landing between the upper and lower flights of the stairs, the lower flight of the stairs, and out of the establishment. So according to them, they are saying that the only part that's really missed here is a total of 8 steps. And then they conclude the lawsuit by saying defendant's publication has caused plaintiff to suffer monetary damages in excess of $30,000, including damages to plaintiff's business in the form of cancelled events and reservations. So yeah, it seems like from this point on, this is going to be handled in a court, and I have no idea what's going to happen because I don't know what happened in the situation, right? We don't know for 100% fact. From what I can tell, the public opinion is definitely more on the side of the bar because they have the video footage on their side, right? People are always going to kind of lean towards that. But it seems like Julia did go to the hospital and she did sustain injuries this night. Could that be from something else? Of course it could. But there are things on either side that make me sit here and say, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what the 100% truth is. Obviously, the gaps in the security footage do raise a lot of questions. I can see why there would be gaps in the security footage because the security cameras wouldn't be pointing at every single point of the bar. So I do get that. But yeah, like I said, I don't have any concrete opinions on what's actually happened here. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below of what you maybe think has happened here, or if you've been to this bar and you know the layout, do you think that this could have happened any different to what we've been told? Please let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.